Turned down for what? And Brenden said, "I'll tell you what."
What did I say? What am I turning down
I
for,
don't know.
Mike?
I wasn't there for that conversation. You turned it down too loud. You turned it. Yeah, turned it down too much. I couldn't hear your response.
Okay. All right. I guess that's something, Mike. So I got a little bit of a hard out tonight, so we're gonna kind of just get right into it and not spend too much time vamping about nothing. But I will say, even though this episode of the podcast is not officially part of the charity stream week, you can still hit exclamation point, exclamation mark, exclamation point.
I say points. I don't think I've ever heard someone say exclamation mark.
Okay.
Yeah, me either.
Sure.
All right. Exclamation point. Donate in the chat, and you can get the Tiltify link to donate to Women in Games International if you are inclined to do so. We are almost at the next milestone of 1,250. So that is an option for you if you're feeling generous and want to support a good cause. But like I said, we're not. When this is not officially part of the schedule, there are some other streams going on at the moment. I believe friend of the program Jessica Lynn Verdi right now is streaming Fortnite or some game at this current time. So you can go to twitch.tv/JessicaNerdy to watch a stream that is actually part of that. And you know what? If you don't want to do that, or if you want after this, the stream that is tonight, part of the schedule, I believe it's starting at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you go to Jesse's Twitter, you can find the exact time. They are going to be, Eric Van Allen is going to be streaming Alien Isolation with all the lights off. And he set up the donation noise that plays for if you donate to the charity to play in his headphones a random assortment of scary sounds that he picked. And I was there in the Discord call when he was going through these scary sound effects, and I had to mute my shit for a while because I was like, I don't want to listen to this anymore. Like, it's too much, and I know it's happening. So you can directly impact how scared he potentially is while he's playing an already scary game by donating during his stream. So
That's actually a really cool setup.
it's smart. It's pretty cool. I'm honestly like gonna probably steal that for the next thing that I have to do. But yeah, so you can go check out that, and then if you're around tomorrow, there's also a bunch of streams happening tomorrow. I know the draft punks are gonna be doing some stuff all day during the daytime. They'll probably go pretty late because they go for a long period of time, and then DJ Stormageddon, Matt, Jesse, and Eric are going to be hosting a Fuser dance party that is going to be on the Harmonix or Fuser Twitch channel. So that is pretty cool. So check those things out if you want to help support Women in Games International, help us raise money for a really good cause. Obviously, with everything going on, especially this past couple weeks with Activision, Blizzard, Ubisoft, isn't a better time to help raise money for equality in stuff to help promote and prop up women in the games industry. So definitely check that stuff out. Definitely educate yourself on what Women in Games International does, because they're a great organization, and donate if you can. Anyways, welcome everyone to the Pass Control Podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we talk about charity too much. I guess you can't really talk about charity too much. You can never talk enough about charity. Anyways, we got a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is the anime senpai himself, Mr. Mai Tai Mike. Mike, how you doing tonight?
Yeah.
How you feeling about Mai Tai Mike? Can I roll that out? Is that cool? Is Mai Tai Mike a good one for you or no?
I mean, you can use it.
Are you drinking one right now? Nice.
Oh damn! Wait, what are you? Is that a Do America Do or whatever?
No, it's the Nitro S'mores.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
Alright.
get the focus, but you get the idea.
I won't always throw it out there. I'm not trying to paint you in a position of fucking Mr. Mai Tai, or that you drink too much. It's just it rolls off the tongue with the alliteration. Triple M. We'll just call you Triple M.
What's the third M for?
My.
My tie, Mike.
Oh, it's because it was Monday. It was My Time Mondays with Mike. My Time Monday, Mike.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's the triple M. That doesn't make any sense though. So we're just
Does not
gonna
make sense on a Friday.
We should still call you Triple M though.
yeah. I actually do like triple M. Triple M's pretty great. People are gonna be like, wait, I thought
The third M silent.
what's your name? I thought your name was Desir. Do you have two middle names that begin with M? Yeah, I'm Michael Marshall Marshmallow Desir.
Yeah, the extra M is to put me above Eminem.
Exactly. Yeah, you're like there's double stuffed Oreos. You're triple stuffed Michael.
Yeah.
Also didn't make any sense.
Mega stuffed. Who wants to be mega stuffed here?
I used to be mega stuffed. Now I'm fucking Oreo thin over here. Nobody wants Oreo thins.
Oh, gross. Yeah, seriously.
Anyways, joining us this evening is I don't know. I struggle every week now. I don't know what Todd plays. The go to sleep at fucking 5:30. Todd Gary. Todd, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
You feeling well rested?
Yeah, I want to actually play games tonight. I hope. I mean,
Sleepy Gary. That's what it is.
Oh, he's Sleepy Gary. God
wow,
damn.
Yeah,
Damn, Mike, can you be the fucking host? You know what you're doing. I'm fucking trash. Jeez. And rounding us out is the Disney daddy, Dominic 40. Dom, how are you doing tonight?
Here.
He's definitely here. Definitely here. Before we roll into some housekeeping things, did anyone have a chance to check out the Fortnite concert? I missed it.
I forgot it was going to happen. I'm kind of pissed. Yeah.
I didn't look at anything about it, but I did see people on Twitter saying it's pretty dope. So you might want to make a point. There's going to be one tomorrow too, I think.
Tomorrow at 2 and Sunday at 6.
So you got to make a point.
I can't do any of those then.
Oh damn! You're gonna have to YouTube it then. Do one of those. I don't know if you get anything for tuning in and playing it.
I think there's missions, and I just logged in to see if you can still do them, and I think you can only do them when it's happening.
Yeah, it was not long.
I think there are unlockables.
Because I forgot it was at 6 today, right? 6 p.m. our time.
Yeah.
I forgot about it, and I turned on Fortnite at like 6:23. I'm pretty sure it was already over. So, you get a appointment television. Got to get in there and get it done.
I'll mark it on my calendar.
Anyways, a couple of housekeeping things before we roll into tonight's festivities. This episode of the Pest Control Podcast is sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you're in the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore of Massachusetts on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday evening, and you want yourself something hot, something sweet, something delicious right out of the oven, you can head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, you can check them out on social media at Goodnight Fatty and educate yourself on these tasty, tasty treats. But that's not all. You want a little something sweet, something a little hot, something a little spicy? Get your morning going on a Sunday? There's no better way to start your Sunday morning off than one with a nice, hot chubby right in your hand, right in your mouth. A little coffee with some dream cream on the side. Head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a Good Morning Chubby. And you can check them out on social media at Good Morning Chubby. And if you're like me and you're still avoiding going outside as much as possible, got these Delta variants popping up and all this other shit, you just don't want to leave your house, I get it. I'm with you. You can go to them on social media at Goodnight Fatty and get yourself delivered directly to your door if you're within their delivery range. Check them out. Good stuff. Good people. A couple other things. I just put up, I'll talk a little bit about it tonight too, but I just put up a little opinion piece on the Playdate on our website if you're interested in checking that out, seeing why I think that is an essential, why I think it's important that the Playdate exists. And I think that might be it for housekeeping. I think we might have some other stuff coming up, but we'll talk about those, I guess, on a future episode. So before we get into the nitty gritty, has anyone else been playing anything besides Fortnite?
No.
I have not.
Mike, you're freaking me the fuck out with that filter right now. It's like it's too much.
Pixar. You look perfect.
It makes your head
like,
too small.
It looks more like B movie.
I wish I could quote B movie.
Funny that you should say B movie because it's my pick and it's not that, and we're not gonna get into that right now. But
Oh.
what? So you guys are just rolling the Fortnite. What about you, Todd? Anything else gracing your
Yeah,
playtime?
just jumping around. I bought the SpongeBob game for Liam, and I've been playing that. The Battle for Bikini Bottom.
You like it?
I do. It's like got all the voices. It's great because I'm a big SpongeBob fan. So far I like it. It's just a platform. It's basically like Mario 64. It doesn't really give you any direction of what you need to do. You kind of just go to each level and get like spatulas and dirty socks and stuff.
I feel like that's kind of painting a picture for this, though. Is it as good as Mario 64?
No, I mean,
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
so far so good. I mean, I read that people said it wasn't updated enough, and I was kind of a little hesitant. But it was on sale for $19.99 on the Xbox Live Marketplace, and so far so good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And
I have an
Liam-
important question though.
yes.
Is it the most quotable video game?
I think it might be.
I think we all know the answer to that, but
Yeah. So the people complain that it's not updated enough. Is that just a critique against it versus the original version of the game?
I think so. I think that there was. I remember seeing some gripes about people saying they weren't happy with it. I don't know.
No,
I mean, I never
so-
played the original, so
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. So like, if you haven't played the original game, you're just playing this one, then
yeah, it works for me. Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, I don't know. I have no interest. I played it briefly at PAX, and I was like, "Nah, this is not a game I need to play.
Yeah.
This is for children or for people who really want to play the old one again for some reason." Grew up on that. What is it? A PS2 game, probably.
I think it was an Xbox 360 game, or like that generation. I could be wrong. I don't know.
360, PS3. I mean, you might be right. I have no idea. I just have no interest in that. I also obviously don't really care about SpongeBob that much. So, wow, you guys haven't been playing much. I've been playing a shit ton of things. I feel like the last week has been full of a lot of things. So, yesterday I streamed Katamari Damacy REROLL from start to finish. So I played that yesterday, and it's on Game Pass now. The controls are not
I can't
good.
believe you finished it because like
Because once
I
you
had
once you
part of-
train your brain to use the controls, it's fine.
I
It's
know,
just
but
they're
it wasn't fun to me. I was like, I
yeah.
can't
Once you
believe
get
this is
past
so
that,
easy to
but
do.
once you get past
Yeah.
that, the game is fantastic. It's like the right
It's-
type of like it's the right type of game. It's the for what it is. Like you're just rolling. Does anyone know what Katamari is or no?
yeah.
Yeah, I have it. I played it for Switch.
Okay, so Dom's played a little bit of it. You're familiar with what it is, Mike, or no?
Yeah, you pick up trash, you roll a ball around, and you get everything.
Not always trash.
Yeah, you're just picking up everything. You're just rolling around. You're creating stars, basically. But it's great. Like, it's fucking off the wall. The story's ridiculous. The characters are ridiculous. The music is phenomenal. Like, honestly, it's worth it to play along just for the music because the music is so good. But it was great. I kind of hope that they make a new game in that series soon with, obviously more modern graphics. Not graphics. They could keep the same graphics because it looks fine for what it is. But update the control mechanics so that they're just a little more modern and not so tanky. You can just definitely tell it's a product of its time. But I enjoy that a lot. I'm happy I finally got to
I
sit
have
down
no
and play
problem with the controls.
it. It's definitely like you have to kind of put your brain in that mindset. It's like
I also played the original, so
yeah. So Dom's a fucking pro. He's fucking Mr. Katamari.
He's an OG. Yeah, he knows the deal.
Shit, Katamari Damacy. He's this guy over here. That's his new intro. I'm gonna forget that next week. I also played and finished Death's Door, which is easily my game of the year currently. Like that, just wow, like such a good game. I've seen a lot of people compare it to like a modern top-down Zelda, and I think it definitely like has a lot of vibes like that with its combat and its and its traversal and its puzzle mechanics and stuff like that. And I guess sort of dungeon type areas. But I'm floored by it. The music is fantastic. The art style is great.
The music's the best part, definitely.
It's so
Art's
good.
great, too. I've been playing. I forgot I've been playing that too. But I will say, every time I play it, it just makes me want to go back and play. What's it called? Why am I blanking right now? The other game that was created by two developers, Hollow Knight.
Okay.
just because it's like the same kind of ideas, like the music, the like art, everything about like it makes me want to finish Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
But I'll probably finish Death's Door before Hollow Knight because it seems like it's a little more accessible than Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I mean, to make it clear for people who are listening who may not know what Death's Door is, but know what Hollow Knight is, the games are not the same. Like Death's Door is not a roguelike.
No.
It is not. I would argue it's not a super challenging game. There's definitely some boss fights that are a little more difficult, but like it is not this challenging, punishing. You die, you lose everything type of game. It's very much a progress points, checkpoints. You can die, but when you die, you just go back to your checkpoint. Like there's not this whole risk reward, high risk scenario here. But I loved it. It was fantastic. It has a good story too. Like it has funny characters, funny moments. It's really charming. I don't know if it'll stay my game of the year, but like by a fucking mile is my current game of the year. It's so good. It's easily the best thing.
Named Pothead.
It does have a character named Pothead. There's some funny things in there. Like it is a very good game. I'm very happy about this game. I think you'd love it, Dom. So I'm excited for you to check it out at some point. I don't know if Mike would like it. But
I don't know, Mike. What's your game of the year right now?
I believe it's still Space Jam.
All right, just wanted to get an update on that.
yeah, just making sure. Just a quick check in with Mike. But yeah, Death's Door is phenomenal. I'd be shocked if it's not in my top. I mean, if it's not in my top 5 by the end of the year, that means that we had some real bangers come out for the rest of the year because I really, really like Death's Door. It's absolutely like 100% my type of game. And I'm kind of sad that I blew through it because like it's to the point where I'm liking it so much that some of the achievements are a little bit harder to get, and it got to the point where I was like, oh, let me clean up the achievements a little bit and, play the game a little bit more. And then I got to the point where I'm like, am I about to 100% this game? Like, what the fuck am I even doing? And I'm kind of close to doing that, but I don't want to do that because some of the last things were a little challenging. There's one achievement in the game that it's like, I don't know how challenging it actually is, but at this point would require me to play the whole game again, and I don't know if I want to do that. There's a weaker weapon you can pick up at the beginning of the game, and it's basically play the whole game with the umbrella, which is that weak weapon. So I would have to play a new game to do that achievement, but it's not.
How long did it take you to beat it?
I want to say
10, 12?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say maybe around 8-ish or so hours, maybe 10 hours. But there was definitely some moments where I was, kind of looking for stuff. So I maybe could have beat it a little bit quicker because all of your like non-sword weapons, like the D-pad stuff or whatever, like your bow and arrow. I don't know how many items you've gotten, so I don't want to like spoil items, I guess, for you. But those items all have special things you can go find to upgrade them. So I did that before I beat the game because I wanted to have like more powered up stuff. But the game is phenomenal. I very much recommend Death's Door. I think especially if you have an Xbox, because it's only on Xbox and PC right now. It's not on Game Pass, but it is definitely worth its $20 or so, whatever the price is. I believe it's $20.
Shit's wild though, because I don't feel like I pay for games really anymore. Like,
that's kind of why I don't really. That's why I feel like I'm a little more willing to just buy games. No, I was gonna buy Death's Door anyway, but I feel like I'm a little more willing to just kind of be like, oh, I'm gonna buy this game because I play a lot of Game Pass games that like. I still want to buy games and play games. We occasionally get stuff for reviews, so we get codes and stuff like that. So it's like I feel a lot more. I feel like I test the waters a lot more. Again, not with Death's Door. I was gonna get it anyway, but I feel like I test the waters a lot more with kind of purchasing some stuff simply because of Game Pass. Like Game Pass is the number one factor there. There's so much good shit on there, and I continue to dig into that. I feel like there was one other game that I wanted to bring up that I've been playing. Oh, well, I think there was, but I also want to talk about this past weekend was the Halo Infinite test flight, which I don't know if Dom or Mike cares about Halo or testing out Halo, but Todd, if you want to be in the next test flight, you're signed up now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You should get in.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me that like I would have to fucking redo.
No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't have to redo anything. But I believe they're gonna do probably at least one more to kind of like iron out some things. But this game, obviously, if you listen to the show, you know who I am. I've been excited for Halo Infinite since it got announced. I'm gonna be excited about Halo Infinite no matter what. I'm very, very hopeful for this game. That test flight, it just solidified how good that game is going to be. Like, at the bare minimum, it's going to be a fantastic multiplayer game. The single player is where they need to now show that they're coming to play.
I'm very curious about single player because there's really so much unknown, and this game
Yeah.
is technically launching.
Which
in
is
like
why
2 months.
which is why I'm
That's
even
wild.
more excited. I honestly don't want to know more. Dom's shaking his head.
It's not coming out in 2 months.
I mean,
whatever.
I don't know about 2
Yeah,
months. It's
August,
definitely
September,
coming out in
October,
2021.
3 or 4.
It's definitely coming out this year.
Multiplayer only.
I'll bet the farm that the entire package is coming out this year. I'll bet the farm. The game has been done. They are just polishing it.
All I care about is the multiplayer. I mean, I want to play the campaign, but like as
The-
long as the multiplayer launches, I'll be fine.
It's all gonna launch this year. That's my hard stance on this. There's no way this game is not. If this game wasn't coming out this year, they would have already said it. They would have already delayed it. Especially with Sony delaying Horizon. They have nothing to. Like they're fine. If they really had to delay it again, they would have already done it by now. Sony now has like virtually nothing coming out later in the year, which I would argue.
Deathloop.
Yeah, Deathloop, sure, which is coming out this month, isn't it?
Is it really?
I
That'd be amazing.
I don't know. I mean, like as far as first party stuff or exclusive stuff for both platforms, Microsoft has at least the two big ones, Forza and Halo. The big thing for Sony was Kena, obviously Deathloop, and Horizon. And if they're delaying
2 out of the
Horizon,
2 out of the 3 got pushed back, right? Kenna got pushed back too, didn't it?
I think it did, yeah. I mean, listen, we're still living in a pandemic, and it's still stuff that affects literally everything. And developing games remotely without having the team there and doing all these other things, I can imagine creates a lot of other issues that don't normally persist in game development, would be my take, especially seeing how many things have been delayed. And these are just things that we know about that are getting delayed. I'm sure there are plenty of things that were maybe surprises or maybe going to get announced, and now they're like, we're not even going to fucking announce this shit yet because who the fuck knows? But yeah, I think the Halo test flight, like, all it did was show to me this game is going to be fucking phenomenal, like potentially the standard setting shooting game come launch. I know some of the things people were like, oh, the grapple hook, like whatever. The way the grapple hook works, at least in multiplayer, which I think is where this critique matters, is it's a pickup thing on the map that you only have like 3 uses of. So you don't just have like a grapple hook.
Okay.
You have to like and it's even if it's on the map, because the weapons and gear and stuff kind of rotate out of maps. So you can pick it up if it's available on the map, and you only get to use it, I think it's 3 times before it goes away. And in that same slot, you can also pick up like drop shields, which instead of the bubble shield, you can pick up so in previous Halo games, when you picked up like active camo or overshield, you just picked it up and you had it on. Now it's like a item that you carry. So if you pick it up, you like choose when you want to use it. So there's just a lot of little tweaks like that. The guns all felt phenomenal. There's a new
the sound of the gun sounds, but like the sound of the gun.
The game is
ridiculous.
very good, like very good. And aside from like the Halo announcer that's like, says, like triple kill and like Slayer, like all that stuff, you also have an AI that's customizable, and it's all different voices that like they kind of Lord Shacks you. So like you have the Halo announcer saying crazy shit when you do crazy shit, but then you also have like your AI like kind of flipping out if you like do cool stuff. I don't know. I'm like really about that idea. Like I loved that in Destiny. Like I loved Lord Shaxx like fucking pumping me up when I was like doing anything cool, or like being like, you guys still got this, whatever, in his fucking Lord Shaxx voice. So like I want more games to do that type of shit. It's so fucking good.
Is there a Dua Lipa dance in it though? That's the question.
So they haven't shown off dances yet. So I mean, potentially not game of the year.
Did you guys see I read something that there was someone who data mined something and saying that there was a battle royale or something like that.
In the code there's hints at a battle royale. Apparently,
There's supposedly a voice line that was data mined that you can listen to. That's the announcer saying battle royale. So that could mean a lot of things. That could just be that could just be something he says in a game mode in Halo that isn't actually a battle royale. That's just like Halo's battle royale. You know what I mean? But if that actually is a real voice line that was data mined, I think that really does mean they're going to put a battle royale in the game at some point, simply because, and I didn't think about this until the other day. Halo has always been this type of game that kind of creates a lot of stuff that becomes normal in first-person shooters, or they take stuff that's existed but then make it their own. Like, I never thought about the fact that, like, Team Deathmatch in Halo isn't called Team Deathmatch, it's called Slayer. And, like, other types of things like that have different names or, like, different takes. So if something is a mode in there called Battle Royale, I would be kind of shocked if it's not actually a Battle Royale. Because...
You know, me too, and I'm not a big Battle Royale guy, but I think, like, Halo makes so much sense with the way, like, Master Chief always drops from the sky. Like, you know, like, it's,
listen,
that's
here's where I stand on a Halo Infinite Battle Royale. I don't think it needs it. Like, I don't think it needs it. Like, I think it'll be an amazing game without it, but I also think the Halo universe in that gameplay would be incredible with a Battle Royale. So, like, I'm cool either way.
It would be very smart for them to drop a Battle Royale, like, 6 months after
Yes.
to keep rejuvenating the base and the hype. But it's funny because people are abandoning Warzone like crazy. Everyone's been going to Apex recently. So I think Halo would be... like I said, I don't give a shit about Battle Royale. I'll play it if it's good. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
says the guy that's dropped like $7,000 in Fortnite this year.
Right, yeah. But I think that I think that could work really well with Halo. I don't need it. I like the regular multiplayer itself.
Yeah.
So like I definitely don't need it, but I think that now's the time for them to put a battle royale out because like there's so many cheaters in Call of Duty at this point that like people are just like leaving that. It's funny, like I keep on watching all these like guys who stream are all playing Apex right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a weird. So like I don't know if Apex is getting like this huge second win right now, and you know, but
wasn't there just a big update for it?
I think so. There's like a new character and a whole bunch of
Apex
stuff.
has at least a new character. I don't know if they did anything else to the game.
Have you seen their like loot boxing? It's like the same thing as like Overwatch. You like hold the thing down and then these three things pop up off the thing and it just
for what Apex?
Okay, they're doing that. Yeah, they're like going full Overwatch
now. I will say now that I'm kind of thinking about Halo Battle Royale, I'm just thinking about like I love the vehicle mechanics in Halo, especially like the Warthog. Can you imagine like just fucking flipping around in a Warthog with like all of us on it? Like it would just be fucking awesome. It would be really good.
They would definitely have to have all the vehicles in it, like you know.
Oh yeah,
ones that fly. Yeah, it would be great. Yeah,
that's absolutely. The thing is like Halo as like as an entity, like it has so many good things that would work in a battle royale. Again, I don't think it needs it, but I wouldn't be mad if it was there either. But the multiplayer was really good. The first couple days of the test flight was just against bots, and each day they kind of ramped up the difficulty of the bots. And then on Sunday for the last couple hours, they opened it up to PvP, and like I cannot fucking wait for this game. Like I can't wait. But I think the standout thing for me, so I'm kind of sad there's no DMR, which is like
not at all.
I think it's replaced by another gun. I think it's called the something Commando, which it's a very similar gun, but it shoots way quicker than the DMR, and it has like kind of crazy recoil. But the battle rifle feels amazing. The handgun, which I think is like super important in a Halo game, feels fantastic. I loved it. And the skewer, which is this new power weapon, which is just basically like this giant. It looks like a rocket launcher, but it has basically like a fucking harpoon in it. And when you load it up, it's a sniper rifle, so it has a scope. And it's just this one shot, like super powerful. Like when it shoots, you fucking feel it. Like it is such a good gun. Like, oh my god. Wait,
is there no release date for this game yet? Still, there's no
holiday 2021.
2022.
Wow. I've been saying that forever. So
no,
the holiday is New Year's Day.
I definitely think we're getting something. I think we're
getting the whole thing, baby. It's all coming. Trust me, it's all coming. I promise you. There's two reasons why we don't have the release date. One, because they can just have another Halo / Xbox event digital presentation where they get all these extra eyes later in the year on other games plus Halo release date. But I also think that they're purposely playing around with the release date because they don't want to release near Call of Duty or Battlefield. Like, they don't want to release that same week. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Call of Duty, Battlefield always like sandwich each other or come out like one and the other, or, you know, stuff like that. They want to be distanced from that. They want to paint their own fucking picture. They don't want to be crowded with something else. They want to be the thing that drops that week and nothing else.
I hope Battlefield kicks the shit out of Call of Duty this year. Not.
I mean, I think there's a lot of things stacked up against Call of Duty. Simply,
I agree.
You know, just a lot of things, but also with all the Activision Blizzard stuff right now.
What's the Call of Duty this year?
I don't know. Actually.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't
care about Call of Duty.
I believe they did say. I want to say it was. No, I don't. I'm probably talking out of my ass right now. It's either going back to old school war.
What did we get last year?
We got Black Ops, which was.
So it should be some like old war.
Yeah, which I like that. I prefer that, but I probably won't buy Call of Duty again next year. Realistically, with Battlefield and Halo and everything else, there's probably no reason for me to. I don't care about Warzone and shit like that. So
that Jade in the chat actually makes a really good point. It's worth noting that consoles are still very difficult to find, and Halo is like a console selling title. So maybe Microsoft is like trying to stockpile products so that they can kind of flood stores that week, where it's just like you can actually go into a store and buy an Xbox and buy Halo. I didn't even think about that, and that's
there's still a chip shortage.
So well, what I'm thinking,
I doubt we'll be getting more.
Well,
consoles
what I'm saying is, so there's still a chip shortage for sure, and both consoles are still impossible to buy. They sell out immediately when you try to log on and buy them. But when they last reported sales, I believe the gap on sales was like PlayStation 5 was like 10 million and Xbox was like 6 million. Is that gap because no one's buying Xboxes? No. They're all three, Series X, Series S, PS5 are all selling out when they become available. So maybe they are stockpiling some product to kind of wave it into stores.
That's what I'm going to say. I think that's a genius idea, actually. If they did that, I think that's a super smart idea, because you're going to get people freaking out, running to fucking every store trying to get these consoles.
Oh yeah.
Where everyone's, because the only way you can get anything right now is online.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they're partnering with a key retailer. Maybe it's a Best Buy thing or a Target thing or a Walmart thing, and they have an extra supply drop. They're going to do, you know, maybe it's just major cities or something. I feel like that's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Doesn't it seem risky with
the new variant?
COVID numbers on the rise?
I mean, I think it's also a quick, simple, we're not going to do this, just sell it online. People are still going to buy it, and it's still going to get shipped. Like, no matter where these consoles are, they're going to get bought. It's not a matter of them not selling.
What? So they're going to have a Series X Halo fucking bundle and a Halo console, and we're all just going to be like, what the fuck? You know,
yeah,
like,
I mean,
early adopters.
That's also potential, but I think that's very unlikely. I think that just judging at how I don't think that's likely, simply for one reason. The Series X initial launch was like in development for a while, probably done for a bit. Halo was also planned to be a launch title. If it was going to happen, it would have happened at launch. Would have been my take. Or maybe they do, you know, because Halo Infinite's going to be Halo for a long time, if not forever, at least the multiplayer component. That's kind of been their take on it, is this is Halo going forward, which I think is probably why it's called Halo Infinite, because they're going to continually add to the story within this game, and I'm sure expound upon the multiplayer, that's the suite that's in there. So, you know, you could see year 2, we're going to put out a Halo, you know, whatever, because we're launching this giant expansion for Halo Infinite. Here's a limited console too, to kind of mark the occasion.
That might actually make sense. Getting a new console in 2023 for
when the game comes out, yeah, for year 2. Shut the fuck up. But anyways, Halo Infinite, phenomenal. I'm so excited. I can't wait to play more. I wish it was still here now. It was kind of like my up and down with wanting to, like, I wanted to play the flight because I wanted to play the game, but I also knew that like when it was over, I'm gonna be like, fuck, I just want to play Halo when I can now.
That's my thought process with any early access game I get my hands on. I'm like, do I even want to play this? Because I'm just gonna be upset after I'm done playing.
Honestly, it's because it was Halo. I'm like, I have to play this. I need to play this. And I say that knowing full well that I played in the fucking Back 4 Blood alpha earlier in the year, which was phenomenal. I'm in the Back 4 Blood beta right now, which is fucking phenomenal. When Back 4 Blood comes out, the
It
four of
sucks
us
that I
need to
can't
play
get
this
it.
game together.
It sucks that I can't get the beta because I'm getting it on Game Pass. I'm not fucking pre-ordering the game.
Yeah,
so it's like, there's
it
no way
becomes
for
an
me to-
open beta in like 2 weeks.
Oh, it does. Okay.
It's private beta right now. It'll be open beta in like 2 weeks.
I don't need to play it because that's a game I know I'm gonna. Fucking play
I'm
the shit
telling
out
you
of.
right now, it's on Game Pass, Mike. So you have no excuse. The four of us need to play this together.
He doesn't have space on his hard drive.
You can
Do you guys
delete
ever
Kingdom
play
Hearts,
Left
Mike.
4
You're
Dead?
never gonna play it.
You guys ever play Left 4 Dead? I know
one day.
Mike, I feel like Mike definitely played Left 4 Dead. Well, I mean, I know Mike played Left 4 Dead at least once with me.
Yeah, I played it with you and Cam and Jesse, I think, in the last, I don't know, 6 months.
But have you played it in the past though?
PC one?
No.
Dom definitely
It was
has.
just me. It was just me. I think it was just me and you.
That's fine.
I can't remember.
Yeah, but I think this is definitely like the four of us play this, and it's gonna be a fucking great time, like a real fucking good time. And I will say,
I don't know, unless they have Dua Lipa dances, I don't know if we're all gonna. I don't know if you're gonna get us all on.
it has like some really cool.
Ariana Grande.
I like some of the systems in there with like in between levels you get like cards and you can like boost your stats and stuff. It does some interesting stuff. Okay. But one of the set pieces, I don't remember if this was in the alpha or not. I feel like the alpha was only like very quick. I don't remember how long it was, but we played a decent amount last night. And I won't spoil too much about the mission, but like
you can. I don't care.
I feel like what Left 4 Dead was really good at was like, I mean, these types of games are like not open. They're like kind of linear, like you're on a track doing something, and it is still kind of like that. But one of the bigger missions we did last night, the set piece was so fucking cool. Like it was just like you're running through this fucking dilapidated city, then you get to the fucking bridge. Bridge is all fucking like destroyed, and you're like going all over the place trying to get across the bridge to blow it up so that the zombies can't fucking get to you anymore. But to like get over all the way, you have to like cross through a giant ship, and you're like going up and down a bunch of floors on a ship trying to plant bombs on it and stuff. And it was just like the whole time I'm like, oh my god, like when this full game is out, we're gonna have a good fucking time. You're muted. Oh, sorry, I can hear you now.
I don't know why I Left 4 Dead. Like, I remember the Bayou level so much. Is that Left 4 Dead 2? Like when you're in like the marshes and like.
I think so.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know why that stands out to me. Or that, or the rock and roll when you're on the concert stage.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. I'm excited. It's gonna be a great game. It's on Game Pass.
That's probably one of my most anticipated games. That and Deathloop probably coming out.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. It's definitely gonna be a great co-op time. I'm very, very, very much excited for that. So I guess the last thing that we'll talk about before we wrap things up, it's gonna be a quicker episode than normal tonight. I apologize, but unless someone else has something they want to bring to the table here.
Suicide Squad is great. You guys should watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, the three of you watched it. I didn't watch it. Give us the spoiler. Give us the spoiler-free.
Wait,
fucking.
you want to know everything that happens?
Yeah, hit me with every detail. No, it's spoiler-free. Unless it's just.
Number one, Pete Davidson steals the show.
You don't. Yeah, he does. You don't like DC movies, but you'll like this.
Yeah, because it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and you don't go into it feeling like you need it to be connected to anything because it's just like it's a standalone movie.
Todd, connected to what? I don't know any of the DC movies because I haven't watched them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying for like
the other Suicide Squads.
Yeah.
Do those matter?
Well, like they open the movie with like
kind of.
With the,
not really.
Yeah. No, but yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure I'm gonna go in.
They clearly exist within the film, but like it doesn't matter.
I'm sure
they quickly make sure that you don't need to know anything.
Yeah, I'm
maybe,
sure
maybe
that
I'm crazy right now. Or I think it's one of the best bad guys in recent comic book movies I've seen. I loved Starro. I was a huge fan of everything about like the last like 45 minutes of it.
I wouldn't say one of the best bad guys. He was a good bad guy.
I feel like there's no good bad guys in any of these comic book movies, minus Thanos. You know, like I really don't.
that's probably wrong, but I'm gonna.
Yeah,
stick
I don't
with
know.
it.
I don't know how far back we want to go, but yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with Todd at all.
I just like how ridiculous it was. Like I like everything, and like I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers or anything, but yeah, I thought every character's good. It's really good. It's funny
Yeah,
when
there weren't many bad characters.
no, and when
No.
we were talking about this the other night, which I can't really talk about what we were talking about, I just think it's funny because like there were so many things that happened, and I'm like, Dom, like it's like certain things with like certain characters. I think we were talking about when we were playing Fortnite. We're like how like certain things are going to be set up, and I was like, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's fun. It's super entertaining though.
So, yeah, I'll probably try to squeeze it in this weekend.
It's got a good soundtrack too, which isn't surprising, but
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I meant to look at the soundtrack just so I can listen to some of those songs again.
I feel like
I think there's a Spotify playlist.
I feel like I have no expectations for this movie, which is going to make me enjoy it.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
Not that I think I wasn't going to enjoy it, because I have faith in James Gunn after seeing what he did with previous superhero movies. And I think I don't know. I thought I saw something somewhere at some point that said like DC or Warner Brothers or whatever basically said, do whatever the fuck you want with this movie, and if they're going to give him that type of creative control, I can't imagine he'd fuck it up.
It's so wild to me.
They essentially just shot down. Like he would go to them with characters, and they would be like, "You can't do that, but you can do this instead."
Yeah,
It's wild
and
to me
that's
that.
No,
No,
go
Mike,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh yeah, so I think DC's figured out that their thing is just going to be, we have all these properties, you are directors, take your flavor and do what you will with this film, and like we don't really care about a continuity thing, really. Like we can make it work if we have to, but ideally what you'll do is just kind of take what you're good at and apply it to this franchise or to this IP, which I think is smart, especially with James Gunn and Suicide Squad, because clearly they wanted to ape his style for their first movie, and that became a hot mess. So like when they had a chance to take him and do something with it, here you go.
I don't know if you guys saw that David Ayer came out like with a tweet like a week earlier from the release, basically, because everyone's been shitting on the original Suicide Squad, and David Ayer was the director of that, and he basically said like he had to like defend himself in some ways and be like, the original Suicide Squad was not even the movie I made, and he basically said there was no music in his movie, just a score to the movie, and they made him put in all these like songs and everything,
because
because
of Guardians.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and so like I mean I get it, but
there's a big release the Ayer cut thing going online right now. So.
Yeah,
DC and these release the fucking cut. Come on now.
Yeah, I think they
was the Snyder cut good?
No, it's terrible.
It's
a little better, but it's not a good movie still.
It's probably better, and I meant to rewatch the first one, or like the original one first.
You want to sit down for like 7 hours of fucking the same movie?
The original Justice League movie, and honestly, I think I was gonna watch. So, I really disliked Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. I really disliked it, but I've been hearing that the director's cut, which would have been.
I've heard the same thing too. Yeah.
I've heard it's
better.
Wait, I'm confused. The Snyder cut is the first Justice League?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right.
I think.
Or the Justice League comes out after BVS.
Correct.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I'm still shocked that people rate Guardians of the Galaxy 2 on the lower end of the spectrum of Marvel movies, because I think that movie's a really fucking good movie. I've watched it again recently, and it's like there's so many good scenes in that movie, and it's crazy to me. I think like the expectations for Guardians of the Galaxy were so high from how good the first one was. I think that's where the problem.
I think 2 is probably a mid-tier Marvel movie.
Yeah, I would put it above, like right above the top half, like of top 50% of the Marvel movies, like right there. I wouldn't put it in the bottom at all. I see so many people saying it's just a bad movie, and I just don't understand that at all.
Oh, I don't think it's a bad movie. I think with Guardians 2, I think it has excuse me, I think it has to do I feel like Guardians one kind of came out of nowhere, or I guess people maybe weren't expecting that to be what it ended up being, and that being phenomenal. They were taking seemingly very not mainstream knowledge characters and injecting them into the MCU that was doing very well. And James Gunn previously, his big films were what? They were all like horror comedies, or like
horror and he did Slither, he did a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, pretty much horror comedies.
So like I could definitely see the
He did
apprehension,
Super, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, so I can see the apprehension, or like the lack of faith in this being something that maybe is gonna do super well, and then it did really well. I think Guardians was like a fantastic box office run, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously a beloved movie for a lot of people who care about the MCU. 2 had the unfortunate job of like, how do we do that better? And I'm sure a lot of people were like, oh, it's just more of the same, which I would argue isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, Guardians 1 was great. Give me more of that humor. Give me more of the music. Like, give me more of that, because that was a good time. I personally didn't like Ego, and I thought he was kind of a garbage villain. And I think the back half of that movie was kind of whatever to me. But I think the movie overall, I enjoyed it.
Best things happen, I feel like the part when Yondu escapes the prison with
listen, there's definitely good stuff.
Not only that, but, and then the scene with what's the bad guy's name in that movie? I forget
Ego.
what his name was. Ego. When he explains to him that he killed his mom.
That's a great scene.
Dude, that scene's amazing, and that scene's so underrated, I feel like. And then the
Kraglin scene at the end.
Yeah, man, and even the scene when when Yondu saves him at the end. There's so many that I feel like that movie's extremely underrated. I feel like I don't know. I think it's so good. But I will say one thing about Suicide Squad: if you can make the Polka Dot Man, who's like a joke of a DC character, like a really funny and great character, that just shows you how good Gunn is at taking these stupid characters and doing something decent with them.
Yeah.
And there's something about the Polka Dot Man that I want to say, but obviously it's spoilers, but I just was dying at one scene and a couple scenes in that movie. But
well, I'll watch it. I'll try to watch it this weekend or week. That way, maybe we can talk a little more in depth about it if it warrants it next week or something. You were gonna say something, Mike?
No, I was just gonna. What was I gonna say? I think I want to bring up Condiment King for some reason, but I don't remember the exact.
Yeah, they wanted to use Condiment King, I believe, but they were told that they couldn't.
I think he'd be a good character for James Gunn to use, and not necessarily in the Suicide Squad movie, but I think he'd just be a fun character for him to play with.
There was another character that he wanted to use, and he was told that he was not allowed to, but I can't remember what the other one was.
There was a Guardians crossover, apparently.
Yes.
I don't know if this is an actual I know what it is, but I don't know if it's a spoiler.
It's not really. It's
it actually is, but we can talk about it afterwards.
All right, yeah. I don't want to put that up
because it's just a person. It's just a.
Nope. I'll explain afterwards.
Okay.
Also watch Jungle Cruise. It will not be one of my picks. It was actually decent.
Aww.
So.
Oh, are your picks only bad movies?
Yeah.
Oh,
only
what the
bad
fuck?
Movies based off of
Disney rides. So I only have a few more. So.
I know you got to cut this short pretty soon, but do you have a movie for me to watch? Because I need to watch them sooner than later.
All
I
right.
feel like that's the issue.
Fuck you. Hold on. We announce them the first week of every month. You wait until the last week.
Yours is the only movie that I watched the week of The Big Sick. Last time you told me that, because I remember I watched that the first week you told me.
Listen,
let's watch that now.
We got a month to watch this shit. I'm gonna send out a weekly reminder every week now, and just be like, hey, if you haven't watched it, watch it. That way, if you have time during the week to watch it, there you go.
Good, because every single time I'm gonna watch.
What movie are we supposed to be watching?
All right, I guess it's that time. Before we wrap this week's episode up, it is my pick for the PTC Movie Club for August, and let me tell you, I haven't decided yet. And I'm wondering. I've been noodling this around for the week. Do I pull a Todd and do I leave it up to the audience to pick between 4, or do I just say the one that I'm leaning towards? Or I guess this is how I'm gonna do it. I have a couple of ideas in mind. One of them doesn't apply to this rule. The others do. If all of you haven't seen the film, then I'll probably pick that one. because these are all movies that I have not watched. So if it's like all four of us going in blind or going in without seeing it, that is interesting to me.
That would make for a better, episode. But,
So the one outlier that clearly doesn't fall into this category, because I believe all three of you have watched it probably more than once, is I was like, do I make myself finally watch John Wick?
I mean,
I've
just
watched
give me, just yeah. I mean, I watched.
No, I know you've all watched it. So
it is good.
that's part
It's
of
so
where
good.
my mind was at. I was like,
It's a great movie.
do I just make myself watch John Wick? But if we want to go the other route, which is,
I'd love to watch John Wick again this month.
Fuck,
Same,
damn
same.
can someone else
no,
pick John Wick?
Keep going.
Let me hear
Let's
what.
hear the thought.
Keep going.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
the
yeah,
people have spoken. We're getting John Wick.
Keep going.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go kill.
I just want to hear what the other thing you
All
want
right.
to say is.
So the other movies that I was gonna apply this other rule to, if no one has watched them, this would move them up the ranking. Is Lady Bird?
Did not watch.
I have not seen that yet. No, I've wanted to see that too.
Kind of like Saoirse Ronan. I wanted to watch that movie. I've heard good things.
Yep.
And then where's my thing here? I guess this one doesn't fall into that category because I'm pretty sure at least Todd has watched it. Whiplash. That's the one with fucking
With the
Yeah,
drums.
yeah.
I watch that again anytime though.
Yeah, but I want to do it the other way. I want to do this way.
Yeah.
So then I guess my other movie would be, which I kind of hope no one has watched, because this is what I kind of want my pick to be, even though I don't actually know what the movie is about at all. And that is 8th Grade.
I've seen 8th Grade. It's really good. I really like it. But
I did not see it, but I would
I haven't
absolutely
seen it.
watch it.
Yeah, that's been on my to-do list.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
You might need to leave it up to the audience then.
Is that what we want to do? Do we want to watch John Wick?
Yeah, it's your pick. It's your pick.
Do I want to watch 8th Grade? Do we want to do Lady
I'm
Bird
down
because
with
no
either.
one's seen Lady Bird?
That's only three. That's only 3 picks though.
Oh yeah.
No, I said Whiplash, but I think Todd has already watched it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But I mean, Amanda's never seen 8th Grade, so that's another movie I could watch with her. So.
Make a poll.
The other the other pick I was gonna throw in there that wasn't John Wick was Moonlight, because I have not seen that and I kind of want to watch that too.
I haven't watched it either.
Wait, why am I blinking on?
I think that was an Oscar
The
winner a
one
couple
with-
years ago.
Yeah,
What's that?
it's the one with
Is it the guy playing Blade? Is it
what's
Mahershala?
his name? Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's depressing. It's good.
Well, that's what.
It's-
So like, I don't know what 8th Grade is about, and I only wanted to pick it because it's a Bo Burnham movie. And when I looked up a brief synopsis of what the movie was, it made it seem like it was also like a kind of depressing movie. So I'm like,
It just captures the awkwardness of 8th Grade really fucking well. And it's weird that Bo Burnham's the guy capturing a girl's point of view. And
Yeah.
he let the kids kind of improvise in this movie. He wanted them to do their own thing. Yeah, it's good though. I thought it was really good.
all right, well then I guess we're just gonna leave it up to a poll then. I don't know.
You know, it's getting picked. I feel like John Wick's getting picked.
There will either be a poll or I will just pick one of those 4 movies, and I will make that clear on social media this weekend. So if you're listening to this, you will find out this weekend between one of those movies. Unless I decide to throw some random curveball in there, it'll be between one of those. But as I said at the top of the show, it's a quick episode. So we are going to wrap things up here with episode 271 of the Pass Controller podcast. As always, you can find all the stuff that we do at passcontroller.io, on Twitter and on Instagram at passcontroller, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/passcontroller. If you're a friend of the show, fan of the show, want to help support the show, you can do that in a few different ways. You can go to patreon.com/passcontroller and become a patron. You can go to passthecontroller.threadless.com and get yourself some 6/6 swag, or you can subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform, leave a review, and we would be very much appreciative of that. You want to keep the conversation going on with us in our community, you can do that by going to our Discord. And you can always find me at bgroom, Mike at _MikeOpath, Todd at Toddy_by_nature. You can find Dom at PTC_OneLittleSpark. And thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode 271. Until next time.
Yo, you're really